Welcome everyone to Let Me Vent. We are your hosts. We'll start with Mike Granith, Alex Garofalo, and Nicholas Tonini. Want to kind of just give you a rundown of what Let Me Vent is about. This is our first episode. We'll try to make this as best as possible and clean and try to do this right. But Let Me Vent kind of sparked from a group chat that got excommunicated from another group chat where we talked only football for days and it annoyed the shit out of people. So we decided to make our own group, and now we're turning into a podcast. So I'll let these two fellas introduce themselves first, and then I'll do myself last. So whoever wants to take it away, tell me about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, who you hate, like balls and strikes, robot umpires.
Nick, you go.
All right, I'll hop in here. My name's Nick. I am a phys ed teacher. We all live on Long Island. I went to SUNY Cortland, home of the Red Dragons. I wrestled there. I was a soccer player, wrestler in high school, baseball player. I played all sports throughout my whole life. We still play flag football together, I try to stay active. Teams I root for, New York Football Giants, the New York Yankees. It was tough for me to come and make this first podcast episode because the Yankees are on right now. And I've been relegated to the second floor right now where there are no TVs, but that's fine. We'll talk about that later on, I guess. Also, I'm a Ranger fan and a Knick fan, but I'm like a fair weather Ranger and Knick fan. I don't watch all the games. I'll watch the playoffs, but for me, Yankees and Giants, those are the big things. Alex, you want to hop in?
Yeah, sure. So, again, for those of you who are probably listening, you probably know all of us by now, most of our friends, but my name is Alex. I'm a big Rangers fan. I'm a big Giants and actually Buffalo Bills fan. I was converted by my fiance. She lives up in Rochester, and I go there often, and all of them are diehard Bills fans, so I kind of had to convert, or I would have got the chop right there. Yeah, we started this podcast. We've been talking about it for, 2 years now, at least, if not more. We're a bunch of opinionated, crazy guys, and, whether you like us or don't like our opinions, it's kind of the name of our podcast, and what we're looking forward to kind of just explaining here and just breaking down majority of, the major sports, and of course we'll hint on the big, events that happen, whether it's the Olympics or, however far we take this podcast or whatever it is, but definitely here for a solid ride, and I'm excited, and again, this is something that we wanted to do for a while, so yeah. And Mike, why don't you go next?
So I'm Mike. We all grew up on Long Island, in a small town called Mineola. So you could clearly see I'm a big Met fan, got the hat on, and I'm a lunatic, and I got the Giants glass, so I'm sitting with both of them right now. We'll dive into the Mets and watching that debacle last night, but I think everyone kind of touched upon everything. We still play football. We still play as much as we can. We try to play softball. Another thing we'll also talk about a lot is a lot of fantasy football when the fall rolls around. So that's where the opinions are really going to come out. Probably a lot of side bets that will probably come up after we're arguing and had a couple drinks on us if we do this on the weekends, or if some of us can handle having beers on a weekday at this point. But yeah, this is kind of what we're about. Our other colleague couldn't make it tonight. His name is Ryan. He'll be on hopefully next week. He'll introduce himself. But this is what we're about. We want to have fun with this and see what we can do. So let's dive into it, boys. I can start this off pretty quick in the sense of we can kind of run through baseball, and I'll start with the Mets. And you guys probably didn't watch too much of it last night, but DeGrom went 6 innings and he threw 77 pitches and he was dialed in. And the Mets obviously had a COVID situation where they didn't play for the whole entire series in Washington, and it was painful to watch everyone else playing sports while we were kind of sitting on the sidelines. Now, they pulled him after 6. the Mets were up 2-0. They brought the bullpen in, and in Mets fashion, especially Jacob deGrom fashion, or any of our aces back in the day fashion, blowing the lead for them. So the Mets ended up losing 5-2, blowing it in the 8th inning, top of the 9th rolls around, scored an extra run, 5-3 in the end. So there's a lot behind this that really annoys me. There was a crazy stat I read today about deGrom, and 31 of his starts have ended up being no decisions in his career after 6 innings. So put that in perspective, that he has to be perfect. And this goes back to like the Johan Santana days and the R.A. Dickey days, where they never got any run support, or they never, got wins at the end of the day. But hearing your opinion here, I don't know how I feel about pulling him after 6. I understand that it's the first start, and it's a mildly cold night, and they were off, and they were supposed to start. I don't know how I feel about this, and this is where it's really irking me. I personally just think the lineup was a pile of shit, and that caused a lot of problems too.
Yeah, Mike, let me hop in here real quick. I heard on the radio this morning that he was told before the game started that he was only going 6 innings, which I found it's very odd to me, because how are you going to limit somebody to innings as opposed to pitches? He only threw 77 pitches. What if he threw 59 pitches through 6 innings? Are you still going to pull him? It doesn't make sense. And I also heard that, I'm going to throw last year for last year's baseball season, I'm going to throw that out the door for everything, for statistics, just because that 60-game season didn't make a lot of sense. I guess I'll call upon it every once in a while. But if you go back to, the season before that and the season before that, deGrom pitched 95 pitches in one of his opening day starts, and the other one he threw 101 pitches in his opening day start. So I'm very confused to why he would go 77 pitches. Like you said, maybe it had something to do with the delay in the start, because they got COVIDed. So I just don't get it. I don't understand why that was the move.
Did the Mets have COVID, or did
it was the Nationals, I believe.
Nationals did.
Yeah.
And the Nationals just put 9 of their guys on the IL, which means that they could have done, if they would have found this out, they actually did. They found it out, I think, the day before opening day. So if they would have put them on the IL and brought some guys up like that happened last year, they still could have played the damn games. So I don't know what the fuck they were waiting for. They should have done this earlier, and they would have had the whole series, and this would have been all avoided. I just think we'll get into your rant later, Nick, with the bases, the balls and strikes. But I think just Manfred in this whole situation, you have to put him in a pressure situation, and it's just a pile of dog shit. I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming Luis Rojas, too, for the lineup and pulling him. But still, all this could have been avoided if we started on time. The Phillies are 4-0 now. Like, they've had 4 games that they've played. The Mets are totally, like, they're amped up. It's opening day. Like, I think the betting odds were in favor of Philly, and Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher, in my opinion, the best pitcher in baseball. So none of this shit makes sense, and it really fucking irks me.
Yeah. So the one thing I do want to let anyone who will ever listen to this is I'm definitely not a baseball guy. I didn't grow up really playing it. I understand how baseball works, but so a lot of times the questions that I ask will be more informative, or if I say anything, it's going to be outlandish, because I just don't understand the concept of paying someone $100 million and putting them on a pitch count, because, it's cold? Bro, get out of here. Like, that's a terrible... Like, I get it. Like, you don't want to explode your ace. I'm not, stupid. Again, I understand the game of baseball, but, I mean, that to me, I think that's a ridiculous reason, for someone of what you're saying, for you to pull the best pitcher after,
so that
6 innings, 7 innings.
What you're saying right there, it makes sense. But also another thing you could say is, you're paying this guy so much money. He's making $1 million a start, in essence. That's about what he's making. So don't you want to get your money's worth? So so what is it? Are you gonna pull him sooner to avoid the injury, or do you want to get your money's worth because he made $1 million to pitch last time?
Okay, but then doesn't it become like I'm balancing Like I'm always going to be in this balancing act, right? Like, okay, so I have to protect my starting ace here because I paid him money, but then are you getting the full potential? Are you getting what you paid for? Mm-hmm. You paid whether I would rather, and again, I know not a lot about baseball, but just from listening for these 10 seconds here, like if I'm that person, I would rather have 2 seasons of I'm talking history book of pitching with DeGrom. And then if he blows out his arm, he fucking blows out his arm. But like, dude, give me all of what I paid for. Don't give me, let's put him at five innings today. Next week he'll do 4 innings, and if he gets to 77 pitches at 4 innings, then we're going to pull him. No, I'll pay $200 million for whatever it is. Yep. But I want your stuff. I want the good stuff.
I think what you're saying is right. It's like you got to have a happy medium. Like they just look at analytics now and they say, okay, this is how it's worked. This is what the data shows me. But you also got to have that perspective. Like, okay, he's a human being. He's the best pitcher. He can go further. I think I read something today about something with Verlander, and like he's always gone like 90 plus pitches in opening day or something like that. And it's like, okay, like you let the best players play the game. Like you just have to let it be. Like you can't just go based off, okay, it's a cold day in April and the wind's blowing 6 more miles an hour than we expected, so we got to take them out after 6 innings. Like,
dude, it's
they're because they look like as an asset and they're looked at as a bankroll. That they're like, I need to protect this, but I want to win this game, but I want to protect my asset more than I actually want to win this game.
Back in the day, pitchers would come in and throw like 200 pitches, not even that long ago. I heard a stat today on the radio that I think it was Greg Maddux. I think it was Maddux. It was one of those elite guys. Pitched on opening day 144 pitches on one of the that's opening day 144 pitches. Now. That couldn't have been that long ago. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Man.
Was that 30 years? 30 years that was, maybe? Like,
soft.
35?
Right, exactly. Like, I don't know what the hell happened. Everyone eats Tommy John nowadays. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are starting to pitch earlier and shit, and, like, they're throwing curveballs at the age of, 2. So, I get that. Yeah. But, like... It's still like I just don't understand that you're just mismanaging yourself and you're overthinking it. But
so Mike, tell me more. Because I didn't watch this game because I was watching the Yankee game. But so I heard what's his name, Rosas, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Luis Rojas.
I heard he had a rough.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like what else?
Yeah, I mean, he first. Kevin Pillar, who was basically a journeyman fucking center fielder, he played for the Blue Jays for a while. He's on the team. He's a good asset. He's a good center fielder. But they had him bat leadoff. And he's got like a 299, on-base percentage in his whole entire career. 299. Like, Alex, that is terrible. Like, that is a really bad on-base percentage, okay? So, and we have all these guys. Like, Nimmo's batting. Nimmo has a great on-base percentage. And... he batted 8th. So all of it was just the lineup from the get-go. They actually started off really well. They had the bases loaded. Then Pillar got up and hit into a double play, and that ended the inning. So all of that just went out the window. I don't believe they got a hit after that moment in the rest of the game. So then they pulled DeGrom. We had one strong inning where we didn't let up any runs, and then a big signing, Trevor May, that we got from the Twins. He imploded, and he let up a couple hits, and then I believe they he let up a couple runs or a couple hits, and then they brought in this guy Loop. He's a lefty, and he's pretty good, but he just imploded. It's opening day. It's stressful. There's a crowd again, and he just fucking imploded. He let up like 3 more runs, and then that was that. I think it was the bases were loaded. There was a play at the plate, and our defensive replacement Guillorme just overthrew the catcher. He overthrew McCann, and that was that. And that was it. Like, I just knew the game was over. We scored. Conforto had a bloop single, and it was 5-3, and there's 2 men on. There was 2 outs, and I was like, I can't get my hopes up. I'm just so fucking used to this shit at this point. Just very, very frustrating. We don't have to talk all about the Mets. I actually have not been watching the Yankees, and I have no idea what's going on. So if you want to recap me on like the past, I don't know how many games they played, 3 or 4.
So we're 2-2 right now. As far as I know, we're still winning like 3-0 in this next game against Baltimore, who I believe they came in against the Yankees. I think they won their first 3 games.
3-0.
Yeah,
Yep.
3-0. Who did they play? Was it the Reds? But
I think they. I can look. I'm not sure.
yeah, but so at any rate, they came in 3-0. But now, I mean, the Yankees beat them up yesterday, and we should be crushing them today. We've had the bases loaded now twice in this game. We're only up, I believe, 3-0. But we can't seem to get the big hit yet. I know we're in game 5 right now of the season. And like you said, Giancarlo Stanton hit a grand slam yesterday. His first hit of the season, his only hit of the season. He's 1 for 13 right now, and he's got a grand slam. But he'll frustrate me all season long, I'm sure. But no, I mean, the Yankees will be fine. We don't have Luke Voigt. So right now we have Jay Bruce playing. He actually just got his first home run as a Yankee. I was driving home from my soccer game, and he stepped up to the plate, and I pulled into the driveway. I'm like, all right, he's not going to do anything. So I turned the car off, came inside, and he had hit the home run when I was on my way into the house. But so I don't know. And we just signed the guy Odor. I think his first.
Yeah, I saw that.
Odor, whatever it is, from Texas. I mean, everybody knows him as the guy that cracked Batista in the face.
Yeah.
On that high slide.
First thing I thought of.
Yeah, no, same. When I saw that we signed him, I'm like, nice, a little feistiness, but also he doesn't fit in to our team at all. So I look forward to hearing on the radio tomorrow as to why we signed him, because I don't see where he fits. And if you guys know anything about Odor, he was pretty highly touted, and he came in. I think he had a really good first season, and Texas signed him to a long-term deal, and then he's been, honestly, for the last 4 years, he's been pretty bad. They actually designated him for assignment this year until the Yankees just traded for him. We traded 2 minor leaguers for him, and Texas is paying his entire salary for the next 2 years, other than the major league minimum, which we'll pay.
Got it.
So I mean, I don't know. I guess the Yankees think they can get something out of this guy that Texas couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
That
surprising.
dude is huge.
Odor.
Yeah.
That dude is
He's massive.
mammoth. Bro.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Even if he smacks a couple home runs, that's what the Yankees get.
Is he that big of a guy? I didn't think he was that.
Dude,
he's a big dude.
He's a big dude. Look him up. He's no slouch.
Okay. No, because I mean, really, I don't know much about him. I just remember him from when Batista slid in high to second base and he cracked him in the face. Got a nice shot out of him. And
Oh yeah, he did.
I never really liked Batista, so I didn't mind that much. But
That's a punch that, if you're ever gonna get into a fight with someone, that's your dream hit in the face to hit
Landed
someone,
it.
right
Really
in the jaw. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Batista came in hot. He came in with a two-handed shove, and then it's he got caught off guard. How do you get caught off guard?
Yeah.
If you give somebody a two-handed shove, you got to know it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Fuck Batista. Good.
Yeah, it's funny. Batista's got 2 memories in my mind: the home run he hit and when he gets punched in the face. That's the only 2 things that remind me of Batista.
Backflip and get cracked in the face. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I know they were doing well, but I did hear on the radio that they just can't get a big hit, and that's kind of what the Yankees are built for right now, right? I mean, home run hitters.
Yeah.
I've mentioned this to you, and I will mention it to you again until his contract expires. When you guys traded for Stanton, that was the biggest mistake you guys made.
Yeah.
I watched him in Florida for years, and he played either 1/3 of the season or 2/3 of the season. That was all you got from him, and he would tear it up for that time, and then he missed 60 games.
Yeah, you're not going to hear me talk a lot of trash about him because right now he's a Yankee, so I don't like to do that. But I mean,
that's ridiculous, right? That's the fact that you're not going to talk trash about a player.
dude,
that is
listen.
on the team.
When we signed Alex Rodriguez, that was I no longer talk crap about A-Rod because he's a Yankee, so I don't like these are my boys, and whether or not I like you, you're on my team. Let's go do it. You know what I mean? But no, I won't talk a lot of trash about Stan. I will talk some trash about Gary Sanchez. You'll hear that, I'm sure. But
It goes back against everything you're saying. Alex, you are crunching and munching in the microphone right now.
Gary Sanchez, he's my he's my one. I'll talk trash about him. I'm just over him, dude. I'm over him like I'm over Evan Engram for the Giants. I'm over him like I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I was gonna say you like said, he's a Yankee, so I don't talk trash. But like, I feel like you and I trash Odell Beckham like every other day. So your theory is
You talked
invalid.
more trash about Beckham than I did, and
No, I did.
and you were right. Like you were right.
Yeah.
Dude. It was a friggin' mental
Lunatic.
midget. I don't know, man.
yeah.
I don't know.
He was
Likes poop too. I don't know.
I forgot about that.
Dude, this like
Forgot about
bro, if you think
He
about
was
Odell
like that shit,
Beckham and like just dude's had a career already of like
Yeah.
weird things going on off the field, on the field. Like got into a fight with like a goal post and
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
It-
he got injured.
It was
He's had one hell of a career, I guess, and not like
Yeah.
a career on the field either. I don't know.
that whole shit about OBJ liking dumps on his chest and everything. You know that was 100% fake news, right?
Like-
that girl, dude. That girl is a hood
Yeah,
rat.
that's
okay,
true.
Yeah, I agree.
And
That's true.
she is selling her podcast just like anyone else. And if she says, "Oh, well, I messed around with OBJ and I took a wet, steamy shit on his chest," you know, like, yeah, it's clickbait, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's all it is, right? Like
It's tough,
crazy.
dude, because like we don't know what to believe anymore nowadays. Like it's tough. I mean, we're in this what's it called, the Me Too movement. Like, you know, Deshaun Watson's getting his thighs rubbed. Like we don't know. We don't know what to believe. Like I don't know, man.
but
This is where we need
I don't
Jen,
know.
we need our fourth host because I want to dive into like the Jets right now because we're talking about Miami. It makes me think about Buffalo and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Everybody's making moves. Buffalo's a good team, and then we got the Jets, and it's like we really need our other guy because he's a big Jet fan. But what I think they're in trouble for a while, man. And they have all this cap space, and they have all these picks, but like they're in trouble. Like that division is all of a sudden it's going to be real. Like I feel like if Watson were to go to Miami, what would happen? The Jets are going to get a top 3 pick again. They're going to suck. It's going to be a disaster. But also,
Yeah.
so Sam Darnold, he's out in New York. We found that out. What was that, today or yesterday? That happened real quick.
yesterday.
But good for him. Good for him.
I'm so happy for him, dude. I'm
Yeah.
so
He's like a
happy
good guy.
for him.
He's a good young guy. I hope he goes over there. I hope he's awesome. Fuck the Jets. Oh.
Still younger than Burrow, which is just crazy to me to even
Right.
think.
Yeah.
Dude, it's that I'm so happy that he got out of New York. The ownership did nothing to help him. The coach that guy shouldn't be allowed to coach checkers, in my opinion. Honestly, it's ridiculous that he even is allowed to be in the NFL.
That guy sucks.
Is he on a team?
Sucks, dude.
Did he get picked up, or is he?
College, right?
Did he go to
I don't know.
college?
That discussion kind of died out too. I don't know. Yeah,
I'll do a look. You guys can keep
I was
talking.
gonna say,
I'll look.
look that up because I'd like to know what happened to him. I don't know how they hired. I mean, it's like he claimed he took credit for like Peyton Manning, right? They thought he was like the quarterback
Correct.
whisperer. The man has sucked ever since that. Like this man didn't do anything for Peyton Manning. Like it was Peyton Manning. He was coaching that team. He did everything. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that he was their scapegoat. Like, oh, it's quarterback's fault. But I mean, dude, you give me how? So Darnold was what with the Jets for 4 years, correct?
When this would have been year 4.
3 years. Yeah, this would have been upcoming. Would have been year 4. Okay, so
Correct.
3 years. Give me his number 1 receiver,
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
and then you let me know if he's the number 1 on any other team.
You know who it is? It's the guy that he's going to play with right now.
I was going to say Robbie Anderson.
Yep.
Good.
And do you think Robbie Anderson is the number 1 receiver in the NFL?
Well, first off, is it Roby or is it Robbie? Because if it's Roby, I
Well,
call him the same thing.
Jenks calls him Roby. Jenks calls him Roby.
Okay.
So
Robbie, I don't care.
yeah,
He's not number 1, dude.
No, he's not.
It's like, so it was year after year of doing absolutely nothing for Sam Darnold. The offensive line was okay his first year, and then it went really downhill. They gave him a 72-year-old running back in Frank Gore or whoever it was. Dude, what are you doing to help this guy out?
and Le'Veon Bell, who didn't basically play. Like But here's my comparison with Darnold, and everyone talks about this. Okay, everyone now is parallel between Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. Okay, now look at the difference between the organizations. You look at the Jets, who invested in a third overall pick and said, we're going to give you nothing to work with, and you need to make magic. And now the jury's still out on Daniel Jones. But they signed Kenny Golladay. They got Kyle Rudolph. They have Saquon Barkley. They have all these people. They have John Ross, even though he's not, anything, but he could spark. But now you have all these pieces. And this will now tell you whether or not, after the season, okay, he is the quarterback going forward.
Right.
And that's what the Jets failed to do with Sam Darnold. And I'm glad that the Giants did that. And if Daniel's not the answer, then they can move forward and know that with these weapons and what they've given him, he's not the answer.
Yeah.
That's why the Jets are an incompetent organization.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
No, I agree. And I was just going to say, so Daniel Jones, and I'm just using this as a comparison because he did have such a great improvement. This is Daniel Jones going into his third year, correct? Mm-hmm. Year 3.
Correct.
Would you say that if he doesn't make the same jump that Josh Allen did, you would be upset with him?
You can't expect him to make the Josh Allen jump, but we need to see improvement again. He needs to keep getting better. And honestly, for me, I need to see ball security. And now he's going to have the weapons. We're going to have Saquon's coming back. He's going to have a real number one receiver now. And then he's going to have compliments. Like his number one receiver is now like a compliment. So, he should have a much better year. And I made the bet with Clausey last year that the Daniel Jones is going to be a top 15 fantasy quarterback last year. He should be a top 15 fantasy quarterback this year. He should. And I'd say if he's not, if he's not top 15, I'd be disappointed. He needs to be in the upper half. That's what I said.
What was his completion rate?
Mike, you want to look that up?
Yeah, I can look that up.
Yeah, honestly, and it's not. I would assume it's not terrible. I think the thing that hurt him the most was, obviously Saquon going down was terrible for him, but the turnovers, dude.
He fumbles.
It's the fumbles.
Way too often.
Crazy.
He also gets tripped up by imaginary gopher holes.
62.5 percentage.
What was it?
Okay.
62.5. And with the turnovers, in 2019, he had 18 turnovers himself. This year, he had 13.
Okay.
So there's improvement.
Yeah, improvement.
So here's the thing.
With a terrible offensive line, sorry.
I'm going to go back to my original statement. I actually don't want to. I need to see the improvement like Josh Allen. I need to now. Dude, Josh Allen was at a 50.2% completion rate. Okay? And then he went to 69 this year. That's he was basically a 70% passer rate.
The only reason I disagree with you because the Bills defense is much better than the Giants defense, and that takes a lot of pressure when you could run the ball and get off the field. There's a lot of factors.
But to go 19 points versus 7.5 points, that's a big difference. Yeah. And that's what I want to see. And again, you're giving him the weapons now. You're giving him what he needs to do to be successful.
But now Josh Allen took a jump. That's a serious jump. Not everybody can take that jump. He became a top 3 quarterback all of a sudden. Top 5. All of a sudden, that's awesome. I don't think that's the norm, though. You know what I mean?
It's not. But again, look at the differences that where Daniel Jones would have to go. If he's at 62, he's only got to get to 7 points of difference. Mm-hmm. And now that with all these weapons coming back, and I hope that the Giants keep Ingram because I do believe that he has such the potential to be an elite tight end in the NFL.
Trash.
Yeah, you're not you don't watch every game.
Get him out of here. But he does have more weapons than Josh Allen has. Allen's got
I agree.
But then after that, that's not true. Allen's got. He still had.
No, Allen has.
He's got John Brown. He's got what's the white boy? Cole Beasley.
John Brown's gone. Cole Beasley.
I do love Cole Beasley. I do love that kind
Dude,
of
he had a
receiver.
great year.
But no, obviously Daniel Jones has better weapons, right? Who's the running back on Buffalo? Josh Allen.
Yeah, I was like, who? Singletary?
Singletary, Zach Moss, and they actually just signed Breida.
Who they signed? Breida?
Yeah, that fucking
Matt
bum.
Breida.
So
Yeah.
like, you can't draft a Buffalo running back this year in fantasy.
No, no. Unless his name is Josh Allen, then you
Exactly.
can't.
Yeah.
So you need to have either Josh Allen or Stephon Diggs, like from that team. That's it. And now I look at Alex, who's keeping both of them coming up. And
Sure will. Sure will. No, that's good. That's fun.
All right. So what's the next
Go ahead.
topic? What are we venting about?
Yeah. So Alex wants to talk about like Jeopardy and Aaron Rodgers and where
Okay,
he wants to go. Go ahead, Alex.
Because I missed the whole episode. Isn't he like the host for a week or something like that?
Yeah, he's hosting Jeopardy for 2 weeks. He for the first episode that I watched, he was pretty good. You know, he was a little stiff, a little like put it this way, no one's ever going to be Alex Trebek, right? Like that's what he was amazing at. So like it's hard. I'm comparing him to the GOAT of game shows, you know. But I thought Aaron Rodgers did a really good job during the final Jeopardy question. It was some ridiculous question. I have no idea, but one of the contestants had wrote down. He wagered no money, but the contestant wrote down who wanted to kick that field goal.
Oh, like his answer.
Yeah, his
Final
answer
Jeopardy.
was who wanted to kick that field
And he
goal.
made and Aaron Rodgers read that out loud.
Yes, and then you could see him like snark and just laugh, and he was like, "That's a good question." So I was, just, and then I was on Instagram today. And I saw it, and like they were saying, like Aaron Rodgers may not finish his career in Wisconsin. You know, like that. It would be super weird to see, but where do you think he would go? Where do you think he would fit? And where do you think he'd have the most success?
How old is Aaron Rodgers right now?
He's pretty old.
Hold on, I got Siri.
I'll be the lookup guy for,
It's that guy.
or Nick can use Siri, one or the other.
He's 37.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Wow.
He's up
I
there.
was going to say, there isn't one football team that wouldn't take him right now, but there might be a bunch of football teams that wouldn't take him right now. He's 37. I mean,
Yeah.
who do you want going into this season? Do you want him or do you want Josh Allen?
Oh, I want Aaron.
You still want Aaron at 37
I want
years
Aaron.
old?
Oh,
Josh Allen,
absolutely.
big step up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're just asking him this year?
like this.
I want Aaron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like for 1 year. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
you probably still want Aaron over everybody, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I if the only one would be different would maybe be Tom, but Tom, I don't know. Like,
well, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
We're not even going to talk about Tom today.
Man.
We'll have another day for him. But,
Fuck that guy.
yeah, no, I mean you're right. I mean he's probably
Kisses
the
his
best
son.
quarterback in football. He's had that one real weapon. I mean his running back was solid as well, but running backs back whatever. But no, I mean Devontae Adams, and who I thought he was going to suck for a while because he was Mr. Dropsy for a couple years.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers, dude, that guy's friggin' phenomenal. He's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
yeah, that question, I don't know where he would end up. And I feel like it's one of those things that he's got all the money in the world and he wants to go on a team where he can win. It's kind of like the Brady
I was just
situation.
gonna
I
say,
know.
just like
I'm still
Brady,
picking him up.
He'd have to go to like Miami, right? Or a team that like has a chance, like
Right.
But also Miami doesn't really have weapons, do they? What is?
I think they're gonna have to take a receiver
I was
this
just saying,
year in the
Brady went
draft.
into a perfect situation, like solid defense and all these weapons to throw to. Like that was
And none of them left, and they're all coming back.
crazy.
Like,
That's crazy.
They're even looking to re-sign Antonio Brown for like I think $2.5 million.
That's another
That's
weird
it?
one. That's another weird one. We should talk about Antonio Brown at some point too. That's a weird like we talked a little bit about Beckham, but like Antonio Brown, jeez. He was
yeah.
like putting his feet in some doctor's face. No, he's farting. He was farting.
No, he was farting in the doctor's face. Yeah, the doctor would bend over, and he'd fart in his face, and the doctor tried to sue him or some shit.
What a savage. Jesus.
Yeah.
And he like burned his
What?
feet off at a cryo chamber.
God, I forgot about that. Jesus.
I think that wasn't. He had like an explosion with like the Raiders owner, right?
Wasn't that like over a
That's
helmet
why-
or something?
Oh yeah, 'cause they changed to the new helmets, and he wanted to continue to use his old helmet, but they weren't like safety protocol certified.
Dude.
So he was having a shit fit.
You're like the best receiver in football. Get the fuck over it. Like, is the
Yeah.
helmet really
That's
gonna
it,
like,
dude.
Girl.
These guys are.
Yeah, and now he's wearing the new helmet anyway. So like,
Ugh.
it's ridiculous.
A bunch of
Oh wait, so I wanted to ask you guys this, and going back to baseball here, and again something I saw online today, it was, I guess the Astros. Who the Astros play today?
Oh, they played the Angels yesterday.
Yes.
I don't know if they played
Okay.
them tonight. They did play them.
So it was yesterday. Then they brought a trash can from the stadium and they started banging the shit out.
love it.
Do you? And I love it, and I think that like wherever they go, they should be berated, like they were animals, like relentlessly,
Yeah.
dude. Relentlessly, they should be absolutely tortured.
They all still have their World
where they
Series
were-
trophy. Yes, you should take it.
Yeah, well, that should be
take it
taken.
and like it, bastards.
Yeah, they. I don't know, Alex. You probably didn't see this, but Castellano, what's his name? He's the guy in the Reds. He got up at home plate and he like flexed at the catcher,
Yeah.
and he got suspended for 2 games for doing that.
He had 2 games.
Yeah,
to
I don't know.
spend
Yeah,
on that?
and
After
the
after the
Astros.
guy drilled, didn't he get hit by a pitch or something?
He got hit by a pitch, and then he came home and he flexed in the pitcher's face. The pitcher's face. Yes, because it was a wild pitch, and he tried to catch it, and he flexed right in front of him. And the Astros got no suspensions. So just put in perspective, once again, how Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in sports.
Yeah.
So
It's garbage.
it's terrible.
But also, that's like the wussification of America. He did a little flex and he got suspended for 2 games. Come on now, like,
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah. In the old days, you just throw fists, which they did. The benches did clear. But,
Awesome.
that's it. That's it. You throw fists, you get over it, and then you move on.
Nothing
Like,
makes me-
anyone who throws punches gets suspended.
That makes me feel some type of way. When the baseball dugouts clear, I love that. Oh, I love that. I know, like, hockey, like, it's legal, like, fighting's like a thing, but, like, in baseball, when those benches clear, oh, it's awesome. I really like that. Unless I see who was it, Dom Zimmer getting thrown to the ground. I didn't like that.
Oh, yeah. Just guided him.
Throw him, Michael.
That's honestly one of the best Chappelle like skits, like 2-second skits.
It's fantastic. Just,
Oh God. I hate the Red Sox. I hate them. I'm so glad they suck. It makes me so happy.
yeah. It's crazy. I saw like their fall from grace. They had like over 100 wins, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, and now they're just terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Why-
crazy.
What happened to make them?
They lost Mookie Betts. I mean, like, that's a big deal. Like, Mookie Betts is with the Dodgers now. But honestly, whatever happened to who was their power hitter? Their guy, I don't even know. He might play first base. He's a DH. J.D. Martinez, is that his name?
Yeah.
He came.
Wasn't
He came from the Tigers or something like that, and he was fantastic. And then he was really good for them for 1 year, and then I think he just started sucking. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know why the Red Sox suck all of a sudden, but it makes me really happy. I don't know.
They spent a ton of money on a lot of players, like Sale. Like, Sale was like viciously hurt.
That's a big
Remember?
thing. Right, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And he was really bad. And I'm looking at Castellanos' average. Yeah, in 2020 he batted .213, and 2019 he batted .304.
Yeah, I was gonna
But-
say, I think he's better than that. I think he's better than a 213 average.
Yeah. I try not to count 2020 because that just
Yeah,
the stats aren't real.
yeah.
Yeah, but they blow. My God. But we'll see if the Mets blow this one. It's 2-1 in the 7th, so we'll see what happens. See if you guys we should have recorded this like around like 9. It would have been perfect if you watched my reaction.
I was gonna, the Yankees scored again 15 minutes ago. It was Giancarlo Stanton with an RBI single or double, RBI double.
Look at that.
Nice. All right, cool.
Wow.
He just shoving it in.
All I
your-
need to do
in
is
your-
talk
in your
trash.
face.
That's all I need to do.
Mike was talking mad shit. And he's like, all right, Mike, I heard you.
Love it.
Don't worry, he'll blow his hamstring tomorrow. He'll be on the IL, excuse me, for
Yeah.
60 games. But anyway,
You're probably right.
Who won the World Series last year?
Who won the World Series?
Dodgers.
Last year.
Yes.
Dodgers.
And they'll probably win it again.
Yeah, they're a damn good team.
They should win the World Series again, but I think they
Yeah.
might get stopped by a little team called the Yankees.
The Padres aren't too bad too, man.
Padres
They
are
can give them a
really-
run.
The Padres are at
Yeah.
least on paper. I have no idea how the Dodgers and Padres are doing so far this season. It's still early for me, but the Padres are a good team.
Dude, weren't the Padres last year like the worst team in baseball?
No, they were. Up and
No, they
coming.
were growing.
They were up and coming, and now they signed. Did they have Yu Darvish last year? They signed a couple of pitchers, I think. But
Yeah, they signed. Oh man, they signed a few pitchers. I'll do
who
a little
signed
research
Blake
here.
Snell?
I don't know.
I was gonna say, you want to look that up quick?
Yeah,
It might have been them, honestly, but no, the Padres were decent last year, I think.
Padres.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So I mean, they have good pitching now. They have good hitting. I heard Fernando Tatis got hurt though, which is
Yes.
that's a real big deal because he's Alex Fernando Tatis is the best shortstop in baseball. He was like the consensus in fantasy baseball this year. He was like a consensus top 3 pick. So he was getting drafted.
Okay.
He was getting drafted. Let me tell you this before Mike Trout in fantasy baseball leagues.
It's crazy.
How old's Mike Trout now?
So Mike Trout is the best player in baseball for like 10 running years, right? I mean, he started like a little slow, I guess. He's got a home run, but I got him 4th overall this year in fantasy baseball, and that was called a reach. What is wrong with people? Like, this
Yeah,
is
it's wild.
Mike Trout. If I had the number
He just
one,
hit a bomb the other day.
if I had the number 1 pick, I'm taking Mike Trout. They were telling me that, well, what's his name? Juan Soto was supposed to go before Trout. I think in fantasy baseball it was something like it was Tatis, Acuna, and Mookie Betts were like the top 3, and then number 4 was supposed to be Juan Soto before Mike Trout. And number
Does
4.
Juan Soto steal bases?
Juan Soto steals, apparently, according to this year's projections, more bases than Mike Trout, but I call bullshit. I don't see it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think for years now, people have just said, all right, well, Mike Trout's going to come down to earth. Like, he's getting older. Dude, it's Mike Trout, and I'm still kicking myself because last year I had the chance to draft Mike Trout in fantasy baseball for the first time ever. I had the number 2 overall pick, and he was there. And I didn't take him because he was supposed to miss a week of the 60-game season. And that's a long time. 1 week in a 60-game season is a long time. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let me go with Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich blows. Mike Trout is the goddamn man again. Probably could have been MVP if it wasn't for a break. It's like, so I'll never not take Mike Trout again. Ridiculous.
And Trout is 29, Alex.
He's only 29,
goodness, man.
and he's legitimately
29
been the
years
best player in baseball for like a decade. Like,
But when did he get drafted?
His first season was 2011. So, yeah, it's 10 years.
And you have to play 1 year baseball college, or you can get.
yeah, I was gonna say no, but I mean, no
So-
one really makes it up into the majors when they're like 19. That because you usually go through. I mean, that's not true, but most of the time, most guys are going through. You know,
Yeah.
they'll be in college, then they'll go to single A, double A, triple A. I guess, unless you're like a Mike Trout type of player, I guess.
Or yeah, like a Harper.
Yeah.
Or like. But yeah, his first
29,
season,
crazy.
his first full season in. With the Angels, he batted 326. Like, that's absurd.
Jesus, it's awesome.
His rookie year?
Say,
So he came up and played 40 games. That's probably when he got called up.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, and then this next season he played 140 games and batted 326.
so now would that be considered his rookie year? Because
Yes.
he only played 40 games the year before. Okay,
Correct.
Right.
Correct. It's not eligible for a rookie season,
gotcha.
but
Okay, so just a little bit of a segue here into the NHL. I'm watching the Rangers game as we do this. They have 8 goals tonight. This is their third game this season, I want to say, from me watching, of course, and following. But I think it's their third game scoring more than 7. And I hate when teams do this shit. I really do. I don't, like, I'm glad that they scored 8 goals. They're going to get the win. They needed 2 points. I don't know if they'll make playoffs this year. I don't see that happening. But what I am trying to say is, like, they lost to Buffalo the other night. Buffalo is the worst team in the NHL. And they couldn't score more than 3 goals. But yet you come home and you put up an 8 spot. Like, where's the consistency? I hate that about this team right now.
Who are they playing tonight?
Pittsburgh. And, like, dude, you're putting up an 8 spot, but yet you lost in a shootout to Buffalo, who lost, like, I think it was 18 games in a row. Like, in a row, 18 games. And then you lose to them because, I don't know. So, I can't say.
Have the Sabres just sucked for a while? Because I feel like they weren't that terrible. I mean, damn.
Oh, no. They're bad ownership, management, bad everything. Just, it's not. It's the Sabres, it's rough.
Who was that guy that played for the Sabres that was in the Olympics? You got to know who I'm talking about.
In 2004?
Maybe. That's
Sochi?
This is like the extent of my hockey knowledge. I don't know anything.
Sochi?
Yes.
I think that was either 2008 or 2004. When was Sochi? Let me look at that.
But at any rate, do you know who I'm talking about? I feel like the guy played for the Sabres, and he became like America's hockey player. Like,
okay, so wait, I don't. Did TJ Oshie play?
That's it. Wait, say that name again.
TJ
That's
Oshie.
it. Was he not? Did he not play on the Sabres? See, I don't know anything.
He played on St. Louis.
So yeah,
Close. Got the colors right, I think.
yeah, they're both blue.
cool.
Yeah, he went like round after round after round after round after round after round in shootouts with, like, it was him versus Kovalchuk, because we were playing Rush at the time, and he was like, just like you said, he was Captain America, dude. Everyone was just.
I don't remember it well,
that
but I
shit.
remember it being awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I love that. That was great, and then he signed a massive contract with the Washington Capitals.
okay.
So must be done.
Right. All right, Mike. What else we got to vent about? I got a pregnant wife down there.
It's all right. I have one more thing that I had in. Sorry, yep, laughing at that. I had one more thing, and I just had a list of players I want to predict, and I want to hear your opinion. This is a segment I want to put together, and it's called Breakout or Bust. And these are players that I want you guys to tell me your opinion. If they're going to break out, if they're going to become the next step for next season. So I'll start throwing some names out. I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
Tell me breakout or bust and why, and we can go from there. So we're going to start with Ito Smith, and the Mets just walked in a
NFL,
run. Yes, let's go. What?
Well, yeah, I just want to.
This is all NFL. Sorry, I got to clarify that. This is all NFL players. So first one is Ito Smith.
All right, real quick before we get to Ito, Aaron Judge, 3-run home run. So, boom, the big boys are coming. Big boys are coming. All right.
The Mets just walked in a run, so we're in good spirits here. Let's keep it going.
New York team's doing real well tonight. Eh?
That's right. And you jinxed it, and they're gonna blow it in the ninth. Thank you. Okay, continue. So we're gonna start with Ito Smith here. They're coming off. You know what's going on with them. They may draft a quarterback. They got Gurley still. I'll let you take it away.
Alex, you want to start this?
Breakout or bust?
So it's tough. So I like the fact that they got rid of Gurley. He's still a free agent, correct?
Did they cut Gurley?
I don't know.
I don't think
I'm
so.
pretty sure that they waived him.
Did they?
Did they really? Damn.
Holy shit, they did. My God.
Yeah, they waived Gurley.
That's why Ito Smith is on this list.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, why does everyone doubt that Matt Ryan can't do it? Am I missing something about Matt Ryan? Because I think that he is a good quarterback.
See, this is where we
And I
need
think
our other host, because I feel like he hates Matt Ryan, and he'd be able to rattle off the reasons real quick. Or maybe he loves Matt Ryan. I don't know. But no, I'm with you. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
So-
but yeah.
Oh, but yeah. So anyway, Ito Smith. They have Brian Hill, right? That's the backup to
Yeah.
Brian Hill?
Something Hill. Yeah, I think it's Brian Hill.
I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to be a split season, right? Like, it's going to be who I'm not touching the backfield there. Like, it's going to be someone who I pick up off waiver wires or even after a fantasy draft. But I'm going to say that he's going to have a lot of opportunities, 135 carries. You know, he'll split for sure. It's trending, and you know, this is interesting to say, but it's trending that they're going to throw the ball a shit
Yeah.
ton in Atlanta.
But now they never throw it in the red zone, though, right? Isn't that like a weird thing?
Well, they
Yeah,
never throw to Julio in the red zone.
Yeah, true.
that was a thing they tried to fix because they realized that Julio was never getting the ball, even though he's like a monster in the end zone. But they don't throw it to him.
Yeah. All right, so I mean that's an interesting one, right? Ito Smith right off the bat. That's an interesting one because, like you said, breakout or bust, and I don't have an answer for you. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's
It gun to my head on this one. If he's going to be the starter, if they don't re-sign Gurley, I would say breakout. I don't know where he's being drafted though. Is the thing like where is he going to get drafted? It's all relative. Like, is he going to get drafted at the same time as guys like who are the other ones that are like
Singletary.
right? Like where is he going around? Is he going around? Raheem Mostert, Singletary, Swift. Like where is he going? But
Oh, he's going to go way after Swift.
so I don't know if Swift is on your list, but
He is on my list.
okay. So I'm going to hop right into Swift right now. Then I'm going to say bust.
I thought for sure he was a
And
breakout.
I'm so upset because I'm probably going to end up keeping him in fantasy football. And I'm really upset. I don't understand because now the Lions no longer have Stafford, right? He's gone. And the Lions just signed that tank from Green Bay. What's his name?
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams. So like, why did we sign him? Why did we give him millions of dollars? I don't understand because now the offense is supposed to run through Swift. I thought he was going to come in, and then I saw that signing. I'm hoping it's just a backup thing, but I don't know. I feel like didn't they give him $6 million or something, Jamal Williams? So they gave him more money than I thought they'd be giving for a backup. I don't know. So my guess would be that wherever Swift is drafted, it's going to be bust because I feel like his ADP is probably going to be around 40, maybe even earlier, maybe 30, 35. And I feel like you can probably get a running back a little bit later, honestly.
That's a big bust right there. That's a big bust.
So it's a
right
bust for you too. Okay.
Yeah, that once they signed Williams, I was like, that's it. It's a wrap. I ain't touching him with a 10-foot pole. That shit is bust season.
Dude, and they don't have Stafford, they don't have Galladay, like, dude.
They got Goff. I mean, Goff is still he's still a NFL starting quarterback.
Who's he throwing to? Like, legit question.
That's I have no idea.
I don't even know.
Not Cooper.
There was
Kupp
a
anymore.
couple breakout guys. Marvin Jones, where'd he go? He went to the Jaguars, right?
Yeah, so, like, who is left on that team? I don't even know.
Oh God, I don't know. But
Marvin Jones went-
so that's my thought, and I will draft him like an idiot, and that's why I say breakout is because they got no one else to hand him the ball, and if you think Jamal Williams is gonna take away carries from this dude,
Well, he did.
when they drafted him
Jamal
in the
Williams
first
took away
overall.
carries from Aaron Jones.
I don't know. I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying, but I will be the
hope
idiot
I'm
who drafts
wrong.
him and he does nothing.
I hope he's not a bust because I'm going to end up keeping him in fantasy football. But all right, give us another one.
All right, cool. Kiki QT.
Fucking
Who's the
bust.
quarterback? what happened, Alex?
Not Deshaun Watson.
I'm going to say.
It's fucking.
Wait, so Kiki Cutie. So where is Will Fuller?
He is in Miami.
So Will Fuller's in Miami. So is Kiki Cutie the number one? No, Brandon Cooks is still there.
Oh, that's a good
Cooks is still there.
question.
So QT would be the number two. So he would face off against number two cornerbacks for the most part. But who's the quarterback? So for me, if Watson's not the quarterback, they're in so much trouble, dude. But also they're going to be losing every single game, and they're just going to be throwing the ball. So honestly, breakout or bust, he might be breakout just because they're going to have to throw the ball 75 times a game.
And they also have Randall Cobb, don't forget.
Oh yeah, right. Fucking Brandon. But I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't draft this guy.
He's a breakout, but I would
He's
keep
a guy that
keep
you
a far
can
distance.
grab on the waiver wire any week, I feel like. So, I don't know. Alex, what do you think here? Breakout or bust for Kiki Cutie?
That whole team is shit, bro. I hate the Texans. I hate everything about the Texans. I'm so happy that this is happening to them right now. It's out of control.
Yeah, but like
It's amazing.
But like
It's amazing.
fantasy wise, is this guy going to score?
He's a bust, dude. He's a bust.
He's garbage. All right, good. Bust. Boom. I'm with you.
Unless
So-
he gets traded, of course. Like unless he goes somewhere else.
Sold.
Totally with you on the bus train.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I don't even know who is the backup.
Back up what?
Yankees gave up a 2-run home run. 7-2 in the ninth. We got this. We'll take it down. All right, who's next, Miguel? What do we got?
We got Jameis Winston.
Breakout.
I'm not shocked you said that.
There's no doubt in my mind. Breakout.
Breakout.
There's zero doubt in my mind.
Wait.
Zero doubt.
Okay, so straight up breakout. Meanwhile, so he's got Michael Thomas, he's got Kamara, right? He's got these things. He threw 30 interceptions on a team where he had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So have his weapons improved? I mean, he could dump the ball off, but I don't think James Winston has that in his DNA. I don't think he's going to be dumping the ball off to Kamara. I think he's a slinger.
Okay, you know what? Let me ask you this. That's a great point. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have Mike Evans and Ronald Jones, or I'll even give you the other one, Chris Godwin and Ronald Jones, or would you rather have Michael Thomas and
Slant boy?
So, slant boy.
Yeah, no. I mean, give me Kamara. Give me whoever's got Kamara.
Okay.
So
So that's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Then they also have Traquan Smith, who could be a breakout candidate this year as well. He may not be on that list, but he could be a breakout candidate.
Said that last year too.
I've said that for a couple of years.
so-
I feel like.
And dude, Jameis loves to throw the ball, man, and that's why he's exciting. He's going to get you 30 interceptions, right?
All right,
But
so
he
he's
also
going to
have,
be a starting quarterback. Like he's starting, right? Like didn't they pay the other guy too?
yeah, fucking bozos.
They paid Hill, but all his every year is voidable. So
All right.
and it's incentive based, so it's not the 140 that you thought. Like
Okay, so James
That'd be
Winston is the
asinine.
starting quarterback for the Saints.
correct.
What are we thinking here fantasy wise though? Is he going to be a top 12 fantasy quarterback?
No doubt in my mind, he's top 12.
$20.
I would even say top 10.
$20, top 11.
Oh.
No way.
Top 11?
I say he is not in the top 11. $20.
Oh, I'll take that.
All right.
I'm with Nick. Do you want to double down on that or no?
Sure.
All right.
I could do that. Where's my camera go?
All right. So Alex, I'll put you in the books when this episode is over. You got 40 at risk here on Jameis Winston, dude. Guy threw 30 interceptions. Stop it.
Yeah, but he also threw like 4,000 yards.
He might have thrown 5,000 yards. He threw a lot of yards. He did. He throws the ball a
That
lot.
year, that year that he had the 30, he had 4,500 yards or
He
some
did.
shit like that.
He had 30 touchdowns,
So-
30 picks. I mean, he threw the ball a lot.
He threw the ball a lot.
All right, 11. Top 11 he needs to be for you.
Top 11.
All
Absolutely.
right, I'll put it in the books. All right, give us the next one, Miguel.
Jalen Hurts.
So Jalen Hurts did Philly?
Wait. Nick, before you get into it, have Mike start this one.
Okay.
Jalen?
Yep.
I think he's a bust completely. It's not just me being a biased Giant fan. I just watching him last year. I just don't know if he could command a team. I just don't see it. I also think they're a fucking dumpster fire of an organization. So they're not. They wanted to be. They quoted last year they were going to be a quarterback factory, and then they got rid of Wentz, and now they have Jalen Hurts as their QB1, and now they're looking to draft another quarterback.
I was just going to say, did
So-
they trade up or back? Philly did something in the draft.
They traded
Up.
back.
They traded back.
Did they trade up? No, they traded back. No. What did they do?
Didn't they go from like?
I think they did both.
But it looks like they're drafting a quarterback. Is that?
They're mentioning it, but I don't know if that's
understand Philly.
possible.
I mean, first off, fuck Philly, but I don't understand them. So I would say that Hurts breakout or bust. I'm going to say it's going to be a bust. I would go bust because I feel like it's kind of going to be like a Lamar thing. Once people learn, all right, let's clog up the middle of the field a little. Let's not make them run. Let's make them throw outside the numbers. I think the dude's going to be trash. But I would say bust. Al, what do you think?
Yeah,
I'm with you guys. Okay. Are we, like, is the secret out on that whole running quarterback who can't throw?
Dude, I'm curious to know
Like-
where's Lamar Jackson at this year? Is he going to be MVP Lamar, or are people just going to be wise and not let him run the ball? Like, I mean,
But that's my thing. So, like, is the secret out on if you have a running quarterback who cannot throw more than 30 yards, you have a problem at quarterback? Or, is it like, hey, we have to find someone who can launch the ball like Pat Mahomes, and he's also viable to run outside the
I was
pocket?
going to say, well, there are different guys that can throw and that can run, like Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes, Mike Vick back in the day. Like, but I feel like those guys are different because Lamar Jackson, we knew it. We all knew it that was a flash in the
Yeah.
pan. Like, cover a Madden, number one fantasy dude, guy's sick, right? Let's draft him in front of Patrick Mahomes. No, you're all stupid. Like, well, listen to our podcast come fantasy football time. We'll tell you. Don't do that. We know what's going on here, and that was dumb. And now I feel like people might draft Jalen Hurts as like a quarterback. It's like, oh, he can run the ball, but he can't throw the ball, and you're drafting him to be your quarterback. So it's stupid. Bust.
I'm trying really hard this year to stay away from everyone in Philadelphia. There's no one who I would touch in Philadelphia.
Who?
And I love
If you had to
Miles
take,
Sanders.
oh, okay, Mile. That's probably the one.
Who?
That's the only one I would touch.
Sanders.
Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
But that's like a very thin line too, right? Because their offensive line wasn't great last year. And then who was that?
Boston Scott.
Who was their Boston Scott?
Yeah.
I would imagine
Giant
they're,
killer.
They're gonna mix him in the offense as well. I don't know. I just feel I'm staying away from Philly. I'm staying away from Philly players. I don't want anything to do with
Smart.
them. I think they got their one championship, and for the next 40 years, that's what they're going to live on.
Smart. And we don't even know who's going to be their number one receiver because they had like 6 number 3 receivers. They couldn't figure out what was
Yeah.
going on yet. I don't know.
Well, Fulgham was like a number one for a few weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and then he fell off. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Next.
All right, we got 3 more. Jeff Wilson Jr.
He's still with San Fran,
Yes,
and
he's now the number 2 there.
and Mostert is still there as well.
Correct.
And the quarterback situation, honestly, dude, bust. I don't care. Bust. San Fran, bust all over everybody's face except for George Kittle. No, I mean, that's not true. Actually, they have Ayuk. I like Ayuk, but no, that. So I was so high on Mostert last year. I got him in like the 5th round or 6th round of all my drafts. I was like, boom, gonna ruin everybody's life. Everybody's either injured every other week there. Their running game went from the 2nd best running game in football to garbage. I don't know, man. I'm saying bust. I'm out. I'm off of the running backs in San Francisco. Now I mean, who knows though? What's going on with the quarterbacks there? Because what's going on with Jimmy G? Is he still the quarterback?
No, what's his name came out and said that Jimmy G's their quarterback, but you don't trade up to number 3 to not draft a quarterback.
Right.
They're drafting a quarterback. Like
Right.
so.
I feel like I'm not touching the running backs in San Francisco, so I'm going bust on Wilson.
Damn. I say breakout because I wanted to keep him. I was hoping all you guys were going to say breakout. So,
I don't know. I think Mostert's going to be the guy there. If he could stay healthy, I think Mostert's. Dude, he's so fast.
Dude, he's so fast. I freaking love him. I'm going to draft him again, even though I just called him a bust. He's so fast. I'm a speed guy. Speed kills, man. I love that. Oh.
It does. Who else do they have? Oh, Deebo Samuel,
Yeah.
too.
You know, they have weapons. They do have weapons, but I don't know.
and Kittle. They got a good offense.
I guess Jimmy G's just not good. We all thought he was good. I guess he's just not good. Also,
He's going to go back to the Pats, man.
That team was decimated by injuries though last year too.
Oh yeah.
The defense was.
But but even like George Kittle
The whole-
all year. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
team was hurt by injuries.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got?
I mean,
We got A.J. Dillon.
No Jamal Williams. Is that his name, Jamal? No Jamal Williams. I mean, I would still think that Aaron Jones is the guy, but didn't they draft A.J. Dillon pretty early?
third round.
Third round? I thought it was second round, but okay.
It's third or second.
So I mean, you don't draft a running back in the second round. I feel like and just let him sit on the bench in his second year, right? AJ Dillon. I'm not going to say breakout. I won't say breakout because I still think it's Aaron Jones as the running back, and I feel like if he were traded to a team and were to be the starter, that's different. But I don't think he's the starter, and I don't think they're going to split carries no matter what that idiot coach says. What's his name? LaFleur. I don't think so. I'm gonna say neither bust or breakout, but closer to a bust.
He's going to be a replica of Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Really?
He's gonna snake carries. You know what he's gonna do, which is the problem. He's gonna snake goal line touches from Jones because he's a big fat motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna
Fat.
Yep, I agree.
Bro, he's a bowling ball, dude.
So he's jacked. He's got sick quads. You ever see his quads?
Nah.
Go look at his legs.
He's got some quads.
They're humongous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's gonna take all of those carries.
But the good
from
good thing is though like Aaron Rodgers is still just gonna throw it to Devontae Adams. Like they're on the 1 yard line. Devontae Adams is still getting a touchdown. Like
yeah.
it's awesome.
Slant
I
boy.
love that shit. All right, Michael. You got one more?
One more, and it's your boy, J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins.
Son.
So, this one. You set me up for this one. I think I didn't say breakout really at all. I think I gave a lot of busts there, but I will say breakout for Dobbins for this year. I think, but then again, you don't know with this freaking quarterback because they need to be able to throw the ball in order for a running back to be successful. Because especially with Lamar Jackson, because why wouldn't we all just put 8-9 guys in the box because we know we're running the ball? So I think as long as Lamar Jackson isn't straight doo-doo, then it's breakout for Dobbins. So I think, but he might be straight doo-doo. I'm still saying breakout. I think the second half of the season, Dobbins had a rushing touchdown in every single game. He became the guy. He was taking the carries away from Mark
Ingram.
and Gus Edwards. He became the guy. I think he will be the guy. Mark Ingram's gone, right?
Yep. No Mark Ingram.
Okay, so I'm going to say breakout, but I would say don't reach for this guy. I wouldn't reach for him because I just think he's going to see a lot of stacked boxes with Lamar as the quarterback because everyone knows Lamar can't throw the fucking ball. So I'll say breakout, but don't grab him above his ADP. That's where I'm at.
I'm gonna say breakout too. He is electric. He can cut. He's very exciting to watch. And I think that I'm not gonna say Lamar is doo doo. Like he still has the op. Trust me, I hate Lamar, and the fact that he still won MVP was crazy to me. But it's. I think that they'll make plays. There's going to be so many option reads and
Sure.
little dump passes to him. He's going to have a great year in PPR. I'll tell you that right now. He's going to be if you can grab him, dude, he's going to have at least 85 catches.
I love it. Fucking feed him. Feed him, baby.
All right, well, that's all I had. So,
How do you feel about Dobbins?
Dobbins, I like him. I think he was going to break out last year. He showed a lot of promise. You said Ingram's gone, so it's his fucking ship to right at this point. And I bet they don't want Lamar getting hit as much as they do if they want him to live another 2 years. So, and they also don't have receivers still, so it kind of all falls into place where that's a man you want to take in a draft in fantasy, and you'll know you'll get yards out of them. They love running the ball in Baltimore, so
Yeah.
that's my opinion. So I say breakout. Alex, what'd you say? You said breakout?
Yeah, I think he breaks out.
I was gonna say my Let Me Vent segment was gonna be on balls and strikes and the automated K zone, but I think I'll save that for the next episode. I don't want to get heated. It's too close to my bedtime right now, and I got a lot to say. Gentlemen. But,
I mean, I'll say this: what time did we get on? 8:30.
I'm not sure.
Well, last time I said that, and it was a half hour. But we've been going for hour and 15 here, hour and 20. And
Yeah,
it feels
hour
like
20.
We've been on.
Hour 20.
It feels like we've been on for 10, 15 minutes. This is awesome.
boys, I could do this all night, fellas.
Well, we will keep these episodes going throughout the week. So we're looking to do these at least once a week, and we'll keep it rolling. We'll have Jenks on. We'll have guest hosts. We'll invite people, talk specifically about something. Alex can get some NHL people so he can have a conversation with someone besides a wall. But yeah, good first episode, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. This was great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very good.
success.
Very
Great
good.
success.
All right,
I'm excited.
audience. Thank you all for listening. For
Yeah,
the one
let us know
person that
what
will
you
listen.
think.
Yeah.
If anyone listens, let us know.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Have a good night.
You
Yes.
too, boys.
All right.
Peace and love.
Signing off.